Welcome to part 2 of the evolution of the Monster Jam World Finals. With that being said, let's not waste any time and jump straight into it. World Finals 11 was held on March 26th and 27th, 2010. The track would be relatively similar to World Finals 9 and World Finals 10, which included a step up with 2 ponds, similar to World Finals 9, a bus trailer jump, a double from the previous year's show, and another double on the other side. There would be a lot of new designs and new trucks that would debut at this show. New designs included Avengers Rat Rod scheme, orange beadlocks for maximum destruction, and a US Air Force sticker for El Toro Loco. In terms of new trucks, 2 retro Gravediggers, which we talked about in my top 10 Gravediggers videos, debuted, and this was the first appearance of the Mohawk Warrior. Many trucks would crash after completing their passes, and actually El Toro Loco and King Crunch had wrecked so bad they couldn't make it out to freestyle. For the first and only time ever, the greatest 2 drivers in the sport would battle it out for the championship. It would be the icon Dennis Anderson who would take the victory from Tom Meents and earn his 4th world title. Freestyle was incredible, with some great runs from Balhan, Bradshaw, the defending world champion, Sims, and Meents, along with some great moments from other drivers throughout the night. But easily, the best run of the night came down to Charlie Porkin and Monster Mutt, who laid down a 39. It was at this moment where the saying, "the greatest driver never to win a world championship," could not be applied to him. World Finals 12 was held on March 25th and 26th, 2011. The track would be very different to what the last few years of the events were, and we actually started to see more dirt jumps and crushable vehicles embedded into the dirt. The track featured a unique step up, a jammer car wall, and for the first time ever, a backflip ramp. Avenger would continue the theme of new designs, with them debuting this beautiful candy apple red design. Backdraft would debut an all-new white scheme, and like the previous year, a new truck would debut, which was Son of a Digger. The championship race was a rematch 9 years in the making, as Tom Meents in Maximum Destruction would face off against Jimmy Creedon in the Bounty Hunter. The results stayed the same, as Meents would defeat Creedon and would have 9 world titles to his name. Freestyle would be more of the same of what we come to expect at World Finals, as every driver would lay down great runs. The Freestyle Championship, for the second time ever, would come down to a tiebreaker between Cam McQueen in Nitro Circus and Jim Cola in Avenger. And it would be Cola winning his 2nd Freestyle World Championship 8 years later. World Finals 13 was held on March 23rd, 2012. The track would be almost exactly the same as the previous year, with the only notable difference being the track paint and the backflip ramp. This year's schemes included a half-transparent, half-regular version of Bounty Hunter, a yellow Avenger, and 2 bodies for the 30th anniversary Gravedigger, one being green and one being purple, and both having chrome 3D skulls. This event was the first time the Young Gun Shootout was introduced, and the winner would be Baru Musawa in Spider-Man. Winning this did not mean they were invited to compete in the main field, unlike next year's show. Racing would see Tom Meents win a record-setting 10 World Championships, defeating 2009 World Freestyle Champion Damon Bradshaw in Monster Energy. Freestyle would be an awesome show, with some great moments, like El Toro Loco getting stuck in the backflip, and how everyone tried to avoid hitting it or landing the flip. Possibly frustrated with the outcome of last year's show, it would be Cam McQueen in the Northern Nightmare winning Freestyle with a score of a 38. World Finals 14 was held on March 22nd and 23rd, 2013. The event was a precursor for what next year's event would look like, as the total number of competitors would go from 24 trucks to 28, with the 28th driver earning their spot by winning the Young Gun Shootout. That driver would be Joe Sylvester in Bad Habit. Notable schemes included another Candy Apple Red Avenger, a grey Bounty Hunter, and a fully chrome Max D. The truck would also be very different. Very clear racing lanes for drivers to land on, with many different jumps surrounding it. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger the Legend would win his first racing championship, by defeating Mark McDonald in El Toro Loco in the championship race. Quite a few trucks would break and have lackluster runs, but there were many who did quite well, including John Zimmer in Superman and Pablo Honfeca in Blue Thunder. But the 10, about to be 11-time World Finals champion, Tom Benson Max D, would win his first freestyle championship since 2006. How fitting that on the anniversary of one of the most iconic and recognizable monster trucks of all time, wins another World Championship. World Finals 15 was held from March 20th to 22nd, 2014. The event was nothing like any of the World Finals before it. Instead of 16 or 24 trucks, it was now 32. And like last year, the 32nd invite was the winner of the Young Guns Shootout, that being Mike Vardas II in Overkill Evolution. And speaking of everything new, racing would be held on a separate night to freestyle, meaning the track would go from looking like this to looking like this. The track was literally a cluster of dirt, and as we'll talk about shortly, this is a turning point for the sport as a whole. Notable schemes included a beautiful purple Avenger scheme and a Titan featuring chrome flames and chrome lettering. Racing would be very chaotic, a lot of trucks would flip over and crash. In the last race to determine who would face the reigning racing champion, the race was re-ran as Mensa's truck would spin out on the exit of Thunder Alley due to an inadvertent RAA shutdown to his truck. Lee O'Donnell, the other driver in this race, was livid, and when the race was re-ran and he lost, he pointed out if the shoe was on the other foot, they would have parked it. They know it, I know it, everyone else knows it, so that's what probably stings the most. The championship race would see Adam Anderson defend the World Racing Championship against Tom Benz. The track would be fully transformed for freestyle, but honestly not in a good way. As the show went on, the dirt became faded and drivers would land on jumps and break or flip over, probably because they couldn't see it. There were, however, great runs from the likes of Chad Fortune, Scott Buteau, Tom Benz, and of course the winner of the competition. In one of the most iconic moments of the World Finals ever, Todd LeDuc would leap Metal Militia halfway across Sam Boyd Stadium and into the winner's circle. World Finals 16 was held from March 26th to 28th, 2015. The format remained the same, and the winner of the Young Guns Shootout was won by the runner-up from the previous year, Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. The track was somewhat similar while also very different to the previous year's tracks. Thankfully, the track wasn't a cluster of jumps, but gone were the days of crazy bus stacks or sea containers. Many new schemes would debut and would consist of a red, white, and blue Medusa, a white Avenger, a split paint job Bounty Hunter, another chrome Titan, a green Gravedigger for Porkin, and a purple for Eichelberger, and a candy apple red Max D for Elliott, and a gold maximum destruction body for Kane. Many like to point out that come the semi-finals, not a single driver had won the racing championship, meaning a fresh champion would be in contention. The championship race came down to Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger and Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia. LeDuc would back up his World Freestyle Championship with the World Racing Championship in the final round race. Despite the track being a cluster of dirt, it still made for some great runs from the likes of Elliott, Mentz, Ryan and Adam Anderson, Porkin, and so many others. It would be last year's Young Guns winner, Mike Vardas II, taking the freestyle win. World Final 17 was held from March 17th to 19th, 2016. The Young Guns Shootout winner would be Scott Lidico in Dragon, defeating Tyler Menninger in Blue Thunder. Special schemes included a Purple Flame Gravedigger for Cole Vernard, an Orange Flame Digger for Morgan Kane, a St. Patrick's Day Jester, a Junkyard Avenger, a Carbon Fiber Titan, and an American Sniper Bounty Hunter. Racing would see Morgan Kane defeat Todd LeDuc for the World Racing Championship. Freestyle was a solid showing, with some great runs from Cole Vernard, Dennis Anderson, and Damon Bradshaw, but it would be Adam Anderson who controversially won the title. This event I think gets overlooked because yes, the winner of freestyle arguably should have been Adam's father Dennis or Damon Bradshaw, but it was still an enjoyable show. World Finals 18 was held from March 23rd to 25th, 2017. The Young Guns Shootout would be renamed to Double Down Showdown, most likely as part of the censorship that started to be seen across the sport. Special schemes included dark green scheme for Avenger, Hot Wheels would debut the graffiti slime design, and this would be the first showing of the Wonder Woman Monster Jam truck. Tristan England would win his way into the World Finals and becoming the 32nd invite for the event. This show would also be the first World Finals to not feature Tom Meents, as he'd suffered an injury earlier in the season. Racing would be one of the most fiercest in recent years, and ultimately would be won by Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, finally capturing a world title and defeating Tyler Manninger in the process. Now in the last video I said this, along with World Finals 9, could also be considered the best World Finals of all time. And with a freestyle competition that was as fierce as this one, can you really blame me for loving this show? The track was awesome. It mixed a bus stack and pond with the new jumps everyone was familiar with. Cola, Elliott, Buto, McQueen, Kane, Kenny, and so many others had amazing runs. And you know what's coming? Lee O'Donnell in the VP Mad Scientist would do the unthinkable, the world's first front flip in competition, which would help him win his only world championship. On March 27th, just days after the 18th World Finals, the Oakland Raiders would move to Las Vegas, and the college football team that used Sam Boyd Stadium, the UNLV Rebels, would move to the new facility, known as Allegiant Stadium. This wouldn't come into play until 2020, but Sam Boyd Stadium is now no longer used for any sporting event, and then the state of Sam Boyd is currently unknown. This then prompted Monster Jam to relocate the event. Originally, it was supposed to be held in East Rutherford in 2019, but would later be changed to Orlando. The event is now on a rotational schedule, meaning every 1 or 2 years, the event will be in a new venue. World Finals 19 would be the last time Monster Jam had a World Finals in Sam Boyd Stadium, on March 23rd and 24th, 2018. The event would have racing and the Double Down Showdown on the same day, with Corey Rummel and Pirate's Curse winning the whole ordeal. New schemes included a new bounty hunter, a purple jester, Avenger running the Chevy Nomad body, and a new hot rod custom body for Hot Wheels. The championship race would be almost a rematch of the previous year. However, Manninger now would have to face Ryan's older brother, Adam. Adam Anderson would somehow manage to defeat Tyler Manninger in an all-digger showdown. The freestyle track was very similar to the previous year. Only the pond and bus stack had been moved to the other side, and the middle jump down the end was converted into the world's steepest jammer. Once again, freestyle, while not living up to the amount of hype as last year's show, did show some great moments from Justin Sipes, BJ Johnson, Lindsey Wink, Todd LeDuc, and Charlie Porkin. But it was the last truck, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, who stole the show and finally earned a freestyle world championship. And in an awesome moment, both Andersons shared the podium as the new world champions. World Finals 20 was held on May 10th and May 11th, 2019 for the first time outside of Las Vegas at Orlando's Camping World Stadium. The event, like World Finals 15, was nothing like the previous year. A new racing style, as Camping World Stadium could not hold Vegas J-Hook style, multiple world championships, there was so much to look forward to. In addition to all that, the main field was reduced to 24 spots. Non-Monster Truck Championships up for grabs included ATVs, which Blake Granger won, Speedster Racing, which Armando Castro won, and Speedster Obstacle Course, which Matt Cody won. The Double Down Showdown returned, and it would be Lindsey Reed and Scooby-Doo taking the win and the 24th spot. On Friday, Tom Meents would win the inaugural Skills Championship. Then it was racing, which was not only awesome with the new elevated start, but was controversial. The final round race is not an exception to the controversy, as Jimmy Creedon, for the first time in his career, managed to win the World Racing Championship after Byron Musawa red-lit, and was probably the best feel-good moment of all time. Saturday rolled around and the inaugural high jump champion would be Cynthia Gauthier. driving the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. The track for freestyle was pretty awesome. A fire truck embedded into the dirt. One of the lanes where the trucks had raced down was steepened. And the usual assortment of jumps. Orlando was not a stranger to great freestyle runs. Murphy, Mahan, Leduc, Wink, and so many more had great runs. Others may not have had crazy runs. There was no lack of crazy saves. See Justin Sipes, Heavy D's, or Bryce Kenny's unreal saves. Controversially, Lindsay Reed in Scooby-Doo would win the world title, much to the dismay of fans. While 2020's World Finals may have been cancelled, this year's has not. 4 World Championships, a new racing style, and bragging rights are up for grabs. Orlando is going to get one hell of a show on May 21st and May 22nd. Make sure you're there. Tickets can still be purchased on MonsterJam.com. And that is the end of the evolution of the Monster Jam World Finals. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.